Breaking news, Habs Nation. If you're a Habs fan, you might want to keep your eye on an intriguing twist in the team's lineup plans, because the Canadiens could be on the verge of trying something bold with one of their most popular young players. The blue line was one of last year's big question marks, but this offseason, Kent Hughes has been busy. Montreal locked up Jayden Struble and pulled off a headline-grabbing trade for Noah Dobson from the Islanders. On paper, the defense looks deeper, but with Mike Matheson, Struble, and Arber Xhekaj all in the mix for the final defensive slot, the coaching staff may have a tough call to make. One solution: take Xhekaj out of the equation entirely, at least on defense. On the Sick podcast earlier this week, analyst Brian Wild floated a surprising idea to host Tony Marinaro: move Arber Xhekaj to forward. Wild pointed to examples like Brent Burns and Dustin Byfuglien, two defensemen who thrived after being used up front. The logic is simple: Xhekaj's size, toughness, and net front presence could make him a nightmare for opponents in the corners and in front of the crease. And let's be honest, Wi-Fi has never been shy about physical play. In just 165 games, the 6'4", 240-pound defender has dropped the gloves 22 times and piled up 300 penalty minutes. That's the kind of grit Montreal's forward group doesn't have much of, and moving him to the wing could solve two problems: keeping Struble on defense while adding muscle to the forward lines. The numbers back up Struble's case as the better blue liner. According to Puck IQ, he outshines Xhekaj and dangerous Fenwick for percentage to 55.8% to 46.1%, and even holds up better against elite opponents. His company in those stats, names like Cale Makar, Dmitry Orlov, and Jakub Slavin, that's elite territory. For Xhekaj, a switch could unleash a different kind of impact. Montreal didn't have a single-player record over 200 hits last season, and only he and Juraj Slafkovský came close. Slot him on the fourth line, take away the heavy defensive load, and suddenly the Canadiens have a punishing, energy-driving winger, the kind of player who can turn a game with one big shift. That it's still just talk for now, but in a season where the Habs are eyeing back-to-back playoff appearances, don't be surprised if this bold idea finds its way from the podcast studio to Martin Louis lineup card. Go Habs!